Yes, we're going to transport from funding in Lugano to Bitcoin in Africa with Meron Estefanos, someone who I've followed for quite a long time now. She has some amazing articles in Forbes going back to, I think the first one I read was maybe 3 years ago. She's a staunch advocate for human rights and for Bitcoin as a freedom tool. She's currently being mic'd up at the moment. Do I have a 2 thumbs up? We have 2 thumbs up. Fantastic. This is going to be a fantastic talk. It's one of the closing talks of the first day of Lugano's Plan B 2024. So please welcome Meron to the stage.
Yeah, it's in now. Yeah, it's in. All right. Thank you. I'll leave my stuff here. So, all right.
Here she is. Yes, there she is.
Thank you. Hello. How's everyone doing? Okay. Sorry. I need to, yeah. But I cannot see it from there. I needed to read it on my phone.
I think there might be some slight microphone issues. If you just bear with us for a couple of minutes, I think we're going to resolve this as soon as possible. We can welcome Meron back to the stage. He's ready to go now.
Can Bitcoin help Africa to achieve economic progress? Africa has the fastest growing economy. Due to its population and its resources, the fastest growing businesses are often small businesses and street vendors, which is a crucial determining factor to African economic progress, in particular the empowerment of women. Majority of the small businesses and small vendors don't even want a bank account due to lack of, they don't own a bank account due to lack of IDs or bank accounts. Moreover, due to lack of awareness about banking and its benefits, traditionally people are reluctant to put their money in banks. Instead of saving their money in banks, instead of saving their money in financial institutions like banks, people feel safe to invest whatever income they have and purchase a plot of land. The plot of land for farming or building real estate. By utilizing traditional ways and means of transforming money, they expose themselves to paying unnecessary fees, bills. The peer-to-peer transaction and lending services that cryptocurrency provide has the potential to level economic play field and enable the vendors, small businesses, and individuals to leverage digital payments and sound deflationary money. Businesses in Africa. The beauty of Africa is that everyone can open a small business with as small as 200 USD or 200 euros and grow from there with no banking or no ID involved. A person can start a lucrative honey business with just $500 or 500 euros and grow into a big business. Africa has the highest educated and highly skilled unemployed people, which makes it lucrative for people to open companies and invest in these individuals. According to the World Economic Forum, over 60% of Africans are unbanked and don't have IDs. Bitcoin can save Africans to sell, buy, and to receive and send. African farmers struggle the most when it comes to the payment system. Being an African farmer is hard work by itself. After working hard for months and to get what you produce and to have invest money on transport to go to cities and to sell your crops, which wastes a lot of time and money. When I showed the farmers in Uganda the Fedi app, they were impressed and understood how helpful it can be for them to get paid and to save money or to transport, and it saves them money, transport, and time. Thousands of street vendors could sell their products and could deliver their products accepting Bitcoin. It can also expose their businesses to the international community instead of just depending on local buyers. Bitcoin adoption in Africa, as it is at its earliest stage. Compared to the United States, Europe, and Asia, the leading African countries in Bitcoin are Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. And other countries are following through. There are numerous startups, initiatives, and individuals in Africa that are building an African Bitcoin ecosystem. $106 billion worth of cryptocurrency payments were made starting June 2020 to July 2021. There is no doubt that the transaction has increased as more and more countries are allowing their citizens to transact with Bitcoin or crypto. However, the question still remains whether these cryptocurrencies ecosystem are built having in mind the interest of African farmers, entrepreneurs, or innovators, whether educating is enough. Where educating enough people with Bitcoin ecosystem is going to really help in enabling African farmers to have an exposure for international markets and in a way attract investment in Africa. The real concern still remains. What if cryptocurrency is used to exploit and suck money out of pockets of ordinary street vendors and small businesses? This takes us to the next topic, whether educating African vendors, small businesses owners, and innovators will really make Africa attractive for investment. My personal impression on Bitcoin education. Bitcoin education is very important, as many people have been scammed in the name of Bitcoin, and many people are reserved when it comes to Bitcoin because of lack of knowledge of Bitcoin. Many Western companies and organizations are investing heavily on education by giving funds for education, which is highly needed. I often ask myself about these Western funders funding African Bitcoin educators. What is their motive? Is this going to lead to a brain drain in Africa? Will this scheme be deprived of its talents by targeting the cream of crop of African society? Let us say we have educated Africans into Bitcoin, about Bitcoin, which is a positive thing. But the tricky question is, what comes next? Though education is the vehicle for development, a Bitcoin education is not going to drive Africa into a real development that addresses African economic problems. What's in it for the educated? That's what we have to ask. What is there for African communities? Are you funding them to introduce your wallet or company? What's the end goal? Is this for these companies to tap into African market and make money? Or is it to create a Bitcoin circular economy? Or is it to help Africans? If it's to help Africans, then you are willing to move your company to Africa. Are you willing to move your company to Africa? Or are you willing to hire skilled Africans and start paying them in Bitcoin? Will you be ordering your products from Africa using the Bitcoin payment system? Also, in my time in Africa showed me how important it is for Bitcoin educator to have a good target of people who can have a good usage of Bitcoin, who can have a good usage of Bitcoin. Teaching someone who can't really save $5 a month about Bitcoin won't change the person's life, just because they know about the existence of Bitcoin. That's why I targeted the refugee community and the small business owners with my Bitcoin education. Refugees live on remittances. Most of both groups are un-ID'd and unbanked. Additionally, when thinking of nation states and how digital currencies can help achieve economic progress, utilizing wasted or stranded energy with mining and data centers has to be the conversation. Africa's energy infrastructure stands to gain from proof-of-work mining. Africa has an abundance of natural energy resources. Electrifying the continent would be an excellent way to boost economic development. Thank you.